How's it going, everyone? My name is Miguel and welcome back to ClimbingVlog. Since moving to the Bay Area last May, I've only gone surfing at 2 beaches so far, and that's Pacifica and Ocean Beach. Prior to moving up here, I've only lived in Southern California, so I'm really not familiar with the beaches and really what to expect other than the water is much colder. So I did a little bit of research online to make sure of a couple of things, but primarily I wanted to see if I had a wetsuit that was warm enough. And luckily, although people say it's really cold, and it is, my 3-4 wetsuit with some booties and some earplugs do the trick just fine. A couple of things to really note though after doing some research is that there are a couple of areas that are much less beginner friendly. Primarily Ocean Beach, while I was reading about it, is that the waves can get pretty big in just the span of a single day. So far while living up here, the waves were 20 feet. It's the largest that I've seen reported. I tried to get to the beach as quick as I could after work so I can try to get a glimpse of what 20-foot waves actually looks like, but sadly the sun had just gone down as I got there, so I haven't seen that. But even knowing that that is a possibility is pretty nuts, so definitely make sure if you are going surfing to check the forecast so you don't end up in 20-foot waves. The other thing I really learned is that Ocean Beach can be a tough place in general. There were notes of people having a hard time, that the sets kind of continue to go on, and so it can be a pretty tough paddle out. So if you're new to surfing, it might not be the best place. But on the flip side of that, they did say that Pacifica can be pretty user friendly and beginner friendly. So if you are looking to surf in the Bay Area, that's definitely a pretty good option. Taking all that into consideration, I had planned to meet with a friend of mine at Ocean Beach. The forecast was about 2 to 4 foot waves, a size that I felt comfortable with trying. I got to the beach and met him out in the water. A few things I noticed right off the bat was that there was a ton of parking in the lot right next to Golden Gate Park, and that the paddle out really was tiring. There weren't a lot of breaks between sets, and when they did come, they weren't long enough to make it through the entire break. So there was a lot of duck diving and duck diving attempts, a lot of getting pushed back and really fighting to get through that area where you can kind of just sit and wait for a wave to come. And I'm still getting used to the weather up here too, but it's crazy to see how much it changed from a completely sunny day to at one point it was so foggy we couldn't even see the shore, and the current pushed us way down the beach. The waves themselves were a little challenging as well. It would have one peak, and if you didn't catch it right in there, there wasn't enough area on the shoulders that actually had power to keep you on the wave. So it's a little different having to try to stand up and time that in that exact spot and find where that spot's gonna be. And then the other side of that is because it doesn't have a lot of shoulder room when you're on the wave itself, you kind of have to turn and keep pulling yourself back into that more powerful section. This way you actually don't just ride off of the wave entirely. But overall, I was really excited to actually catch a few waves. Especially after a long day of paddling, it's nice to be able to just take a nice cruiser back into shore. The next time I went to Ocean Beach was in August, shortly after I shaved my hair. The waves were 3 to 4 feet, very low wind, and I had no other plans but to stay in the water for as long as I physically could. This day was actually one of my favorite days that I have surfed up here in Northern California. The weather was totally nice and I caught quite a few waves this day. I had to practice a little bit more of standing up while it's breaking in that peak and then getting onto the face of the wave where it's actually unbroken, so I can start to try to turn and stay on the wave and ride for as long as I can. Like I said, the amount of times that I've gone surfing since I've been up here hasn't been so much, but this day was actually one of my favorites that I've gone out surfing in the Bay Area so far. I caught quite a few different waves. I felt like a few of them I got to ride for a fair amount of time, and then even this last wave, the fact that I got to really take it pretty far into shore is, just, it's a great way to end the day. By the time I got back to my truck, the parking lot was full, but there were food vendors. I sat in my truck, drank a squirt that I got from one of the vendors, and really just got to take in some of the sunshine and watch other people catch waves too. It was honestly a really nice day. This last set of waves is going to be down in Pacifica. It is a more beginner-friendly beach, and so the first time I went, I brought my 9-foot longboard, but unfortunately don't have anything to record. The next day that I went, I was using my shorter board that I was using in Ocean Beach in my last couple of videos. It wasn't as successful. Definitely took a lot more slams, missed the waves a few times.
Ratoncito le gusta danza cuando estudio en la escuela. Pajarita se cubre botín cuando visita a su abuela. Si necesita una amiga, debe hablar con ratoncito. Si quieres ser mi amante, debe ser alta y delgadita. Lunes, martes, ratones, pez. Miércoles, jueves, todo. Lunes, martes, ratones, pez. Miércoles, jueves.
Though Pacifica is supposed to be an easier beach, I'm having a little harder of a time here. I definitely have to get used to the way that the waves break, the timing, especially the spots that I've been seem to break in just one section that tends to get pretty crowded. I've got a lot to learn, but I'm excited to continue trying, figuring out which board to use, whether it's better to shortboard or longboard, or if it just depends on the day. But I'm excited to continue getting out there. And that last wave was actually caught on a different day, but I thought it'd be fun to see a different perspective because I've never actually filmed it in the opposite direction. So let me know down in the comments if you liked that angle and if you want to see more waves from that perspective, or if you prefer the third person perspective that I've been doing so far. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for checking out ClimbingVlog. Keep an eye out for the next video. Till then, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, thank you. If you're subscribing right now, thank you too for hitting that subscribe button. Thank you. Well, I'm Miguel with ClimbingVlog, and I'll see you next time.